from the land, and that you don't honor the law of the flag, you honor the law of the totem pole, which ties to the original tribes.
Hey, fire, man. And on that note, we at the 2:00 mark, and we can close it out. Hey, Raw, you got anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
No, just we
appreciate all the love, the support, the new subscribers, the new members, everything, man. We are the comments, the people been going ham on the comments with the love, man. So I definitely appreciate all y'all, and we just getting started, man. We ain't even warmed up yet. So I want to get this thing cracking without a further ado. So Big Chief, man, appreciate you for having me. I mean, for coming on again and joining us by Brother B-Dell 2 times in 1 week. I appreciate you too as well, brother.
you know, we here to bang bang and shake the brain on this 2-ball cane thug thing. You understand what I'm saying? You know, they put certain people together. It's like mixing the right chemicals to make a bond, baby. We here about to shake it up. You know, we just gonna be kicking the game to us, but to other people, they gonna learn something.
Yes, sir, and they learning a lot too, man. That's real. That's real. I tell you what, listen, I want to jump right in, because I got to check out your video you just put, I think, like yesterday or the day before, B-Dell, and then Brother Ryan, I've been seeing your stuff you've been dropping, so look, just that alone is enough for me to go. But you know, with the posts I've been seeing from you on Facebook, Ryan, and then B-Dell with your stream you just did, I think yesterday, when it comes to the thing called gematria, right? I know there's been a lot of dates that we're seeing that's got a lot of significance to them. So with today being 6/6, right? And then with it being a 9-year, and since the last time I spoke to both of y'all, I done seen earthquakes, volcanoes, I done seen goddamn hailstorms, ice storms in Florida, I done seen red orbs in Florida, I've seen the gold melting in Hawaii. Like, it's a whole lot going on, boy, since the last time we talked. So if I ain't know no better, I definitely would say it is Mamageddon, and the matriarchs have returned. So when it goes to the mothers, and let's just go with the number 6/6. What is that kind of bringing us to when we're talking about this day and time, brother B-Dell, with the gematria aspects?
Well, when you get into Vedic gematria, the gematria system is connected to the binary code system of the matrix. So that's why everything within the simulation, it has a number, and that number operates on the system of a cycle. So that's why if you notice everything in as far as like historical context and biblical context, there's always a cycle and a transitional shift that takes place that's also corresponding with the numerical system that is acclimated to the event or whatever agenda or whatever type of black swan orchestration that they're trying to perpetuate to carry out a certain agenda as far as like, you know, totalitarian system. So everything as far as like, for instance, like around this time last year, the boxer Garcia, I forgot his name, but he said something about an earthquake was going to be taking place on June 6th. So the same thing actually translates to now, because we just have earthquakes going on in on the Seamount Axle over in that area. You got the volcanoes, Mount Etna. You got all these things happening at one time because Mother Nature is being turned on. So that's, like I said, everything corresponds with, you know, those solar eclipses that took place from 2017, 2023, and 2024. Those 3 solar eclipses corresponds with the energies of nature that's taking place right now. So that's why I said Earth has a chakra system. So when you have those neutrinos collaborating to the planet, it's going to activate that Kundalini serpent. So we, like you said, we're in a 9 years. So that's like a mirror flip, what Rod would say. A 9 is basically a 6. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking at, so the numerical codex in itself is also, it has an octave vibration. Numbers have different dimensional realities to them. If you ever notice about time traveling, I learned this probably, you know, a few months ago. You can time travel just by the octave vibration of the numbers. So like, for instance, like a person can be born in 1957 and he, you know, meets up and amalgamates with a woman who was born in 1975. You can time just based on the numbers. It's a mirror flip.
Yeah, no, that's real. And I love it too. And Big Chief, I've been peeping you, man, and I already know, because this, like, it's so dope to see how all this like kind of coagulates together, man. Like Brother B-Dell, we was talking about this earlier, and I think Big Chief, man, you were talking about it the other day, but how it's all like how the alignments is so dope and powerful and divine. But you have mentioned many a times about the energy upgrade, the frequency upgrade, and all these solar flares and all these things that we're seeing in real time, which I've been seeing as soon as we first started talking about it. I see them like just increase like crazy. And then I also saw you had mentioned about something big happening coming up in September as well. So what we're seeing right now, which you've been heavy on you've been pedal to the metal with dropping it from a astrological and a cosmic level. What we're seeing now, how does all that tie into whatever it is that we might be anticipating to take place in September, as well as how that aligns with what we're dealing with now?
Okay, so the numerical correspondence is the grooves on the record. Right. So when you see the numbers, that's like seeing a musical note carry. Now, the cause and effect aspect, when you see these alignments and these numbers aligning, it's telling you that the cause is at play. And by following the frequency, which is the heartbeat of change, following the frequency in which things happen, it's like you have a heart monitor on change taking place. Each event is a blip on the heart monitor, right? So I tell everybody, if you study gematria, be sure to study numerology and use them in tandem. Numerology is telling you what gematria is explaining, what the gematria is telling you. The gematria will tell you 683, right? That's 13. Wait a minute, no. 18.
Yeah.
Right? But numerology tell you that it's 9. And because it's a 9, that means it's a birth, born, a fulfillment of an event, right? So you watching the heartbeat of change, but to the earth's shooting resonance is the labor pains, mama in labor, right? And then the solar flares is daddy telling mama in Lamar's class, breathe, baby, breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Blow it out. Relax. This is him coaching her through the birthing process. So now we got a heart monitor hooked up to Mother Earth, birthing the new reality while the father son whisper in her ear exactly what need to be done in order to push this baby out without no major complications. Because daddy's a doctor too. So he's sending her back the information that he's whispering in her ear on his solar flares is coding instructions on what to birth in the new realm. So when the age is coming in, she's going to go through her labor pains, and then the sisters is going to feel it when she start calling them to attention, and you're going to see that come out in the Schumann resonance in a honeycomb pattern. Right? Because Queen Bee is calling all of the bees back home in order to reconstruct the hive and repair the hive mind because somebody infiltrated. So how are they going to do it? They ain't going to need no guns. They calibrating mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell. Pass only through the mother line. So while the mitochondria is taking the instructions from Mama Earth as she's hiving, she had what's called the anchor person. The anchor person, we would call her Isis or Inanna because she's the one who sits on the sacerdotal seat. Right? So in order for the hive to begin to repair itself, the hive itself calls back the queen mother of the earth, who comes back in order to make sure that her 12 daughters, the 12 daughters of Isis, as they refer to, is all put back on the 12 seats of the matriarchal order of the earth. So what we watching, the events, we not prophesying, we're we are reading the cause and effect of the change that's taking place in the dynamic that's moving the people on the earth based on the conversation between the sun and the earth. And periodically, the little badass girl Luna gonna come whisper in your ear and drive you to lunacy. Then they gonna label you a lunatic.
Yeah.
But she gonna be all right because her big sister Lilith, when she take that little 3-day nap, gonna come in and spank on her boo-boo and tell her don't do that no more.
Listen, look, I didn't want to interrupt, but when you saying this, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but all I can see is the scene in Black Panther when Killmonger had took over and they had a meeting of the council. You know what I'm saying? And his mother was like, "Yo, we got to do something about this dude. Like this dude wild." You know what I'm saying? And they had a meeting with all the other leaders and the kings and queens of Wakanda. Like they was like, "We got to do something." Like that's what I see in my mind. Like what you saying is happening right now. Like, but it's
That's
happening
exactly
real
what's
time.
happening. But the $1 million question is why the Wakandans didn't want Killmonger to take over. What was his agenda? Remember?
Well, listen, but that's where Hollywood flips the script on. You know, they'll put the truth, but they'll mix it up and throw audibles at you. So for me, I'm rooting for Killmonger because I know he represents what I'm looking at.
Well, not whether we rooting for him or not. We had to look at Killmonger because he got the blood and the right.
Right.
Okay, now anybody with the blood and the right to take the throne deserve the same respect as long as they're respectable.
Right.
But so what was Killmonger's agenda that the Wakandan Council didn't want him to do?
Go to war.
Nah. He was ready to go to war, but it was more than war.
He was trying to unify, I believe.
Not just Wakandans. Everywhere somebody that looked like us at.
Right.
Yeah.
He wanted to use the vibranium, right, to educate, arm, and enrich the rest of the melanated people of the world. Do you remember what T'Challa Mama told him? She told him that's not what we're here for. See, she's looking at something sacred. In this case, it's the vibranium, but in real life, it's the iridium that's in Haiti.
Sure.
All right. Now, she's telling him that they don't want to break bread with the rest of the world, just the tribes. Now, how many tribes was it? Do you remember?
Was it 12?
In the Wakanda Council?
It was 12, wasn't it?
I believe it was 13. 13 tribes.
How many was it?
I think it was 13.
I don't know. I
don't remember, 12. But I educated guess I'm giving 13 because that's matriarchal. So
okay. We're gonna go with the 13 as the number. Okay. And 13 being the number of the Queen Mother seat, the Queen Mother is the mother of the king. Not his wife.
The 12 plus so to me, I'm seeing 12 plus the king would be the 13. Is that correct? Or is it 13?
The Queen Mother's seat is the 13th seat.
Got you.
The identity of the Queen Mother is she is the mother of the king, not his wife. Right? Now, she gonna pick 12 daughters to come before him that represent the 12 signs of the zodiac, but it also represents the 12 daughters of Isis that they told you was Israeli tribes. The usurper is the Jacobin coming to steal the birthright. As the new age is being birthed, the dragon was slain between the two pillars. Some revelations, right? So they trying to tell you that they only want a small select group to benefit. Killmonger want all of us to benefit. He's what you call a humanitarian.
Shango.
He's the true humanitarian because he want to save all of the people that been going through the same struggle he been going through. But T'Challa only care about the Wakandans in his little part of Oakland.
Yep.
Let that sink in.
That's deep. That's real deep. And when we talk about from a metaphysical or even a spiritual aspect, like the number 66 to me, when you talk about the Ifa pantheon, that represents the Odu of Obara Meiji. Obara Meiji is Shango's primary Odu, on top of that being the Odu of the pyramid builders. So it's like there's a lot of symbolism and it's a lot of alignment in everything you just said, Big Chief. Ooh.
Yeah. So this is the difference. Comparative analysis is what I be doing. You already know everything I'm telling you, but you didn't know it until I use common things to describe metaphysical ideas in terms that you can relate to, which minimizes the cognitive dissonance. Right? So when we need to reclaim the earth, all I got to do is tell them I'm on Big Mama's mission and they know what I'm doing. Especially the elder sisters. When the elder sisters get the message, they put it in the hive. We don't believe the hive mind of the women still exists. Right? That's why we keep losing relationship-wise, because we keep trying to out-slick a hive of women. And even the one you slicking with is in the hive telling on you while she's creeping with you. So you come home, normally you could stay gone for 3 days and your wife don't even care. But now you done been with this chick. She didn't put it on the hive. Now she can't sleep. You open the door. She's standing there with her hands on her hip talking about where you been. She ain't never asked you that before, but why this time? The women test the men's honesty using that method.
Yep.
If he gonna be 100, she don't care how many chicks he got. But if he gonna try to be slick about it, they gonna fuck around and get fed up with him and turn his mitochondria off.
That's so real. I swear to God, I was just saying that. I was just having that conversation I think it was last night. That's real. Just be real.
One of them can't do it by herself. Or else we'd have been damn near dead if one of them could do it by herself. Because we didn't all piss the woman off so bad that we singing the blues trying to apologize.
Yeah.
Ain't no love in the heart of the city.
Old music though.
Ain't no love in the heart of town. We sitting there singing the blues for that one, because I'm a good thing. We grateful that she can't influence the whole tribe, because we ain't all bad. It's just that we fell out with her.
Yes, sir.
But now with everywhere you go, you fall out with every woman you run across, you in the hot seat, buddy.
Right.
They will either turn your testosterone all the way up where you crash out, or they gonna turn your mitochondria off. Where you shrivel up.
That part. Yes, sir. Nah, that's real. That's real. That's why I don't mess with black women, boy. I don't want no smoke, not damn day, not yesterday.
It don't matter. She ain't gotta be black.
You're right. No woman.
She ain't gotta be black. Trust me. I done found them in every skin color.
Oh yeah, it's a female period, because you're dealing with the creator energy.
Yeah, they all in the hive, I'm telling you. I done peeped inside the hive. They done gave me a preview. That's some spooky shit when you first experience it, because it sounds like you in the auditorium listening to a whole bunch of people talking.
I don't want it.
Then it's on in to the ones that you need to hear. It's like somebody actually tune you in to the voices that you need to hear.
Right.
But you got to be a guest to all of the women. They gotta love you more than they hate you.
Yeah.
And the more they love you, the higher your rank go. That's how you develop the king bee. It's only one. Because the rest of them couldn't pass all them tests they put him through.
Mm-hmm. That part. That's facts. Brother B-Dale, when it comes to damn, there's so much alignment, man. When it comes to I don't know which one I want to go to, because I'm thinking about either the Annabelle doll or even the what is it, Kachina prophecy? Or
Yeah, we can do the Kachina.
Yeah, because all of it to me
it's all related.
Like,
yeah, it is. Everything is related because the neutrinos are the ancestors. Because one thing you got to understand about, you know, the astrocytes in the brain, it creates like nutrients and it creates more neurons in the brain to where it's able to connect with the trilateral system of the Utu, Apsu, and Shamish. That all corresponds with Bible's word. So the blue star Kachina and the red star Kachina corresponds with the presynaptic and the postsynaptic and the trisynaptic. So that's also working in conjunction with what they talking about, the Ark of the Covenant, which is the sphenoid bone, where you have the amalgamation of the pituitary gland, the hypothalamus gland, and the pineal gland. Those three energies and those functions of the brain is tether connected by a tachyon energy that magnetizes to the three celestial bodies of the suns, right? So that's why I was saying, like, you know, the energy of the sun is what's giving us these so-called downloads. It's giving a download to nature. It's giving a download to those who have the birthright to the planet. So, like, you know, it all corresponds with, you know, Superman. Remember Superman? He was able to pull this energy from the sun, that plasma energy, right? So that's why I was saying, as far as like the color spectrum of Superman, he had the red garments, yellow garments, blue garments. It all corresponds with the energies of the sun. That's what it's all about. So that creates the activation of the black dots, because even when you look at the mythology of Superman, they kind of they basically equate him to Jesus, and Jesus Eucus, which is holding the serpent. So when you look at the symbolism of Superman's chest, that's a serpent on his chest. So the resurrection of the man is what activates, you know, his spiritual capabilities.
Now, what would we metaphorically speaking, how would we like what would we attribute like kryptonite, and I forgot the name of the villain that was in Superman, but will we not look at that kind of like what we're looking at as the system, or as, you know what I'm saying, like I would say like the papal system, and, you know what I'm saying, the three arms of the three-headed monster, whether it be the Vatican, whether it be England, whether it be the military here in the US, like, is that what we would look at as our version of the kryptonite or the enemy of Superman? If that's
kryptonite in the physical world is individualized. You notice that all of the people from where Superman from, they don't have a weakness to kryptonite. So it's like Achilles' heel. It's a weakness specific to him. Every man got his weakness. Some is drugs, some is sex, some is gambling, some is hustling, some is shooting, some is fighting, right? But once you know what his weakness is, he can be easily